Greetings everyone! Today we are going to explore graphing slopes. Since this isn't in our notes, you'll want to just have your marker board supplies ready. Our previous knowledge from this topic is in your notes. These are the same graphs from our notes where we identified our slope. So we counted, for example, on this first one. We rise 1, 2, 3, positive 3. We ran 1, positive 1. But if you can divide, you're supposed to. So in the end, we just say that m is 3. Now, today we're going to go in reverse. We need to think about that 1 today. Let's take a look at the second graph. We have this in our notes already. We rise 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a positive 4. We ran 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to the left, so negative. And then if we can reduce, we did so. Now, we are going to take care of the opposite today. Today, if I tell you 2 over negative 3, do you know how to draw more dots? Or today we're going to talk about 3. Do you know how to draw more dots given that number? So let's do some practice together. On your blank marker board, we're going to start with this random dot. So if you would go plot this dot, we are at -2, -4. And to be honest, it doesn't have to be that exact dot. I just want you to have a dot on your graph. What I care about is, do you know how to count from that dot? So here I am telling you the m, the change, the move is 2. But I need 2 numbers, right? 2 is my rise, but what's my run? What can I put 2 over? A 1. And so if I place my pencil on a dot, whichever dot you're given, we're going to rise 1, run 2. Excuse me, let me repeat that. Rise 2, run 1. So let's go up 2 and to the right 1. See how we have a vertical change of 2, a horizontal change of 1. Now my rule, this is a Mortvet rule, I want to see more dots. And so we're going to do 5 dots or fill the graph. So let's keep going. Let's rise 2, run 1. Rise 2, run 1. Rise 2, run 1. If you are able to fit 5 dots, perfect. You're going to connect your dots and draw arrows. That's a positive line, right? And it looks positive. A positive slope should look like a positive line. The key thing on this example was, if there is no run, it's 1. If there is no run, it's 1. All right, let's try another one. Again, you could just plot a dot anywhere. I'm more worried of counting from your given dot. And so let's take a look at this one. Given the slope -4, well, that's my rise. I need to know my run. So what can I put -4 over? 1. So if there isn't a run, fill in a 1. You can rhyme it however you'd like to remember. So I'm going to place my pencil on whatever dot I'm given, and I'm going to rise -4. That means down 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to run +1 to the right 1. I've got a downward slant. Let's count again. Let's practice again. 1, 2, 3, 4, right 1. See how that 1 makes it slanted. Now, I said 5 or fill. I need to go the opposite direction in order to get more dots. So let's go back to our main dot, and I'm going to do the opposite. This time I'm going to rise 4, go left 1. Do you see how it connects in? It matches the pattern. I'm going to go rise 4, run -1. This is what we would call 5 and fill. I have 5 dots, but I also filled the graph. And it is expected that when you draw dots, you connect them with lines and arrows. So again, key thing here, if there's no run, it's 1. And the negative can be on the top or the bottom. It means the same thing. These mean the same thing. So we've done a positive, we've done a negative. This time, it's even easier. What if I have just a dot anywhere? Again, you don't have to have the same dot as me. Just plot a dot anywhere to practice. But this time my move is 1/3. I know my rise and I know my run. That's easy. Rise 1, run 3. From my dot, rise +1, run +3. Positive means up, positive means right. Rise 1, run 3. Rise 1, run 3. Rise 1, run 3. Once you've got 5 dots, you can be done. Okay, I don't need more. If you do more, awesome, but I want to see at least 5 or the graph filled. We connect our dots. It's positive, right? As we trace it, it's increasing, and it's a +1/3, so that makes sense. Positive lines go up. Let's try another one. This layout often gets confused, and so let's draw a random dot wherever you want. You can match me if you'd like. There's a negative in front of my slope, right? So that means my line should be decreasing somehow. But I want to think of it as rise run, so you get to choose. You could start with the negative on top, or you could start with the negative on bottom. You just have to put the negative somewhere, right? And so let's say I'm going to start with this one. From my dot, that means I'm going to rise -2 down 2, run +3. Rise -2, run +3. I'm only going to do a couple. I want to show you what the other way looks. What if you put the negative on the bottom? Watch what happens. From my dot, rise +2, run -3. Rise +2, run. I get the same line, right? It doesn't matter where the negative is. It just matters that I have a negative sloping pattern for my line. So you get to decide, do you want to put the negative on top or on bottom? And if you don't like it, switch it. All right, let's try one of the easy ones. You guys just did this recently on an assessment. I'm talking about the slope of 0. The slope of 0 always is the floor, a horizontal surface, the ground. I don't need any dots for these. I want you just to draw a perfect horizontal line through that dot and draw some arrows. Done. Zeros should always be fast and no dots needed. Let's talk about this next one here. Whoops, my eraser, what's happening there? There we go. This next one, -5. So from whichever dot you choose to start from, if there is no run, it's 1. So even though we don't simplify and leave a 1, we need it to think about the run. So from my dot, whatever given dot you have, you're going to rise -5. That's down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you're going to run 1. Barely to the right. Let's go again. Rise -5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Run +1. And I ran out of room, right? So I'm going to go the other direction. Let's think of it this way. I'm going to do +5 over -1. From my dot, that means I rise up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm going to go left 1. And you'll know you're right because look, it matches, right? It connects. Now I ran out of room, so this is what we call a fill. I always say 5 or fill, we filled it. I don't need any more dots. I can't fit 5, so I just connect what I have. Negative line, it's decreasing. 5 is a lot of numbers, that's steep, all right? All right, let's do an easy one, a 2 over 3, a clear rise run. Rise over run. So from either my dot or wherever you are starting from, we're going to practice. From my dot, I'm going to rise 2, run 3. Rise 2, run 3. Rise 2, run 3. I have 4 dots, but my rule is 5 or fill, so I'm going to go the opposite direction. Down 2, left 3. And I'll know I'm right because it matches. It lines up. Haha, get it? Lines up. Let's line it up. So what I did there, randomness, but a positive is the same as a double negative. We went down and left. Okay, means the same thing. Super easy. I don't need 5 dots. It's special. Wherever your dot is on your graph, doesn't matter where, undefined is always the wall, meaning a vertical line. I can't climb a wall, so we have a word for that, undefined. Hopefully your line's better than mine on this drawing board though. Perfect, no dots needed, done. And so since we don't have notes for this, if you need to revisit, you can always pull up this video. But as always, make sure you check out Google Classroom to see what your task is for this. Let me know if you have any questions. And until next time, have a good one.